Hi.
Hi. No, I just wanted to listen to your conversation.
Oh, no worries. I'm just here to listen to both sides, see why anybody's pro ice, anti ice, what's their stance on it, and how we can maybe find common ground.
Okay.
Did you want to?
I can quickly.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
I appreciate that. I don't want to feel alone out here.
Huh?
I don't want to feel alone out here. No, I'm just kidding.
It's just hard because people don't want to have conversations, or that it's gonna get
Well,
like one-sided.
yeah. If I'll be honest, I think the issue is that there's a lot of conservative. I mean, I'm conservative, but there's a lot of conservative content
Yeah.
that tends to kind of do the whole conservative owns lib or
Yeah.
Dems are crazy, and I get it, but at the same time it's like I'd rather hear both sides
Yeah.
and try to see maybe where we can.
Find common ground.
Yeah,
That's what
like-
people really need to do, because people are only listening to one side and they actually don't see the other side. And if you can't rationalize the other side, you don't have an argument. If you want to have a stronger argument on your side, you have to know the issues on the other side to counteract them, or see with the misinformation, and then at least try to find common ground where the compromise is. We are people. We want to be. We want to live in a society of community, because if we didn't, we wouldn't be in the structures that we are in now. So the fact that we are just so divided and not willing to see each other's views, even if we don't like the other opinion, we're not even willing to validate that it's there.
I mean, we're so divided that someone got shot and killed over it.
Oh yeah, that was heartbreaking. That was absolutely heartbreaking. I'm like a foundational conservative, but I believe in such big liberal ideas that both friends on both sides of the spectrum don't like to communicate with me, because I can rationalize both sides, and it's hard. Like when it comes down to pro and anti-ice, I would say I'm more pro-ice than anti-ice. Okay. And it's like,
Why are you more pro ice than anti ice?
I'm a first generation American here. My dad immigrated to this country from Egypt, Saudi Arabia. My mom's white. And it's the fact that my dad did everything the right way, became a legalized citizen of this country, not because he married my mom and had children. And it's the fact that I love being an American. I love the fact that if you want to be here, come here the right way. I have nothing against people that decide to do it the illegal way because they have whatever push is pushing them. That's sad. But at the same time, there's laws for a reason. As much as you're a good person, you do the right thing, you follow the law, you broke the law to come here. If I decided to do that in another person's country, I'm a nice person. I'm a healthcare worker. They'll still kick me out of their country.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I think people kind of miss, is that if you go to another country and think that you can just go in there and do whatever you want, they're not going to treat you the same way. So why does America have to bend the knee to their border policies, but you let other countries have their border policies?
I think it's because a lot of people see America as this land of immigration, a land of immigrants that built up this culture pot that we have, and I agree on that. I mean, if it wasn't for an American soldier speaking to my dad in the Egyptian army, he was going to go to Paris to build his business, not to America. So I'm grateful for that, but I'm also very grateful to be an American. I'm also an Army veteran. I served. I understand what it means to be in third world countries, second world countries, and the appreciation, but at the same time, it's my fallacy that I tell people all the time. If I get in my car and I decide to go on the freeway and I speed and a cop pulls me over and hands me a ticket, am I mad at the cop for giving me a ticket because that's his job because I was speeding, or am I mad at myself for breaking the law, which is speeding? And if you're mad at the cop, you're mad at the wrong person. And I feel like a lot of people nowadays miss this idea called accountability, and you need to take accountability. It could be your great-grandmother, your grandmother, your mom, a child. I understand that there's innocence, there's kindness, they're fleeing their country. I understand that, but the law is the law at the end of the day.
If you notice too, I noticed that they're the loudest for illegal immigrants, but they're never the loudest about those who do it the right way.
Yeah.
So what would you say to anybody that's anti-ICE, that says oh, they're Gestapo, they're kidnapping? What would you say to people who think like that?
I think there's a lot of misinformation going out there, and I think you need to do the research for yourself, and you need to understand that I don't think anyone wants to destroy someone's family like they keep claiming. No one's kidnapping. If you were here legally, you have no problem. If you come here legally, that's when you have that issue. And as much as it's sad, there are processes for a reason. It's there's accountability, okay? I missed the time that I need to renew my driver's license. Now my driver's license revoked. Now I can't drive and go to work, but I need to work to survive. It was my fault. I knew. The people that missed their
You're a nice person, though.
But that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, there's a law. And if you let go of this law, then you're going to let go of lots of other laws, and that's the slippery slope. And that's the problem that we have here in America. We have a domestic problem, but we can't fix it if we don't know who is here and who isn't here. I'm not saying that every person that's illegal is a criminal, because they're not. Not everyone that comes here wants to harm Americans, but there are some that do, and that's the problem.
If you cross the country
you're still
illegally,
that's still breaking the
technically
law.
you're still a criminal.
No,
you know?
I'm very flat ground. You did something illegal. It doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is too that just because you're a nice person and you're illegal, and you're a bad person, you're illegal. At the end of the day, you're still illegal, and that is the problem. I understand that you want to do something better for your family if you're one of those nice people that want to do something for their family. But there is a process. I understand that process is long, and actually, it's not as long as people think it is. And I think we have more of a problem when it comes down to our side. We don't have enough border patrol. We don't have enough judges. We don't have enough lawyers to be able to intake these processes. And then that's why people are crossing illegally. I think it's on both sides. But I also think we have an immigration problem here in America as well, because we don't fix why do we have homeless? Why do we have Americans that are homeless? Americans, actual
Especially
legal
veterans.
Americans and veterans that are homeless. We have a domestic problem. We can't intake more immigrants. We can't fix our own Americans. And it's not a nationalism or any of that. It has everything to do with, like, I'm tired of having to see homeless people on the street, because not all of them are bad, just like not all illegals are bad. And we have to fix that problem as well. And as far as people that are coming in, it's like, oh, Anta, they're fast, they're this, they're that. And it's like, they're doing their job. That job is to keep you safe. And that job is to take anyone that's not here legally and put them back to their country. And if they want to come back here legally, they can. That's my thing. It's not like they're banned from coming back or banned from an ability. Nah, dude. You're going back to your country, do things the proper way. It costs money to do anything in this world. And I'm sorry that your country sucks. No offense. How is that my problem that your country sucks? I understand it's a humanity thing. We're all humans. But at the end of the day, you can't fix that problem. Their own country has to fix the reason why they want to flee their own country. Why is it America's problem to fix everyone's other countries? It's just their economic system, their social system. That's not our problem. That's their own country's problem. If you have a problem with your own country that you have to flee it, then maybe do some justice in your own country first. Possibility.
That's fair. That's fair. What was your name?
Gina.
Julius.
Nice to meet you.
And thank you for your service too. Appreciate you. I appreciate you talking to me. Hopefully I get some more people talking to me, but
you're in Sacramento. It's very lip town, and it's not a lot of at least middle ground conservatives or just.
You'd be surprised. I've come here before. Yeah, I've come here before. I've done street interviews. I talked to some really good people.
That's great.
But it's few and far between.
Oh yeah,
So.
I mean, I'm in a history class right now. We talk about, it's in a modern day history class, and we talk about like the things that are coming on. We talked about Charlie Kirk's assassination, and I literally got called a bigot and racist in front of my teacher, and he didn't do anything about it.
Your teacher called you that?
No, a student did. Oh, okay. And it was like with people that believe that I was very saddened over his murder, and I'm not religious, I'm not Christian, I'm just more of I have a conservative foundation, and I don't believe anyone should get murdered for their voicing their opinion, especially to the young. And the fact that there are kids in my class that they're younger than me, I'm 29, and they're just like, yeah, I wasn't sad, I was pretty happy. It's like, if you think it was sad, you're a bigot and you're racist because you want to kill people like me. And I'm like, okay, no, that's you're speaking rhetoric that is also wrong. And it's, my teacher's very liberal. He said it from like the get-go, and there's a lot of teachers I've had here that are very liberal, like to the point where I have to write essays against what my own voice opinion is, because I'm afraid that I'm not going to get a good grade. I'm a 4.0 student, and it's just like, I'm a nurse and a paramedic, and I'm switching into physical therapy, and I'm like, I do not.
Isn't that like the biggest problem though? Because we're constantly told that the right are, all these isms and phobics and things like that. But yet you're telling me right now, I've actually heard this from another student here. I think it was last year. He was telling me, like, we were talking about abortion. He had to like look around to make sure no one can.
You can't voice your opinion openly if you're more on the right, or even if, to me, as a moderate. The second I open my mouth, they're just automatically going to assume that I'm a racist, I'm a bigot, I want to hate people or not. And it's like people see me and they assume that I'm white. I'm half Arab. My dad immigrated here legally, gave me the opportunities that I have to come to this country, and I want that for everybody else. As someone who served this country, who deployed, I want the best for everybody else that comes here, but it's like, stop labeling me as something that I am not. I see on both sides. Just because I'm more foundational in one way doesn't mean that I want any hate towards anybody else, and I'm so tired of having to defend my position while everyone just points fingers. When you point your finger at somebody, there are three pointing back at you. Maybe you need to revise what you're saying towards other people. And it just sucks, because we're in this city that is very, very democratic, liberal democratic, and then it's like, okay, I don't necessarily agree with what you have to say, and suddenly you're labeled as A, B, and C. It's like, I can't do it anymore. I'm at this point that I want to move. I just moved here, and I want to move. I'm from Orange County. I'm like, gotta go. I can't do this anymore.
To the more red town.
It's not even that. I'm from the smallest conservative city in Orange County. And I just moved from Washington State. Oh, I was 15 minutes away from Olympia, Seattle. And you want to know why all the big cities are crumbling? Hello. But again, if you open your mouth, say anything, you're labeled. So everyone that's more on the conservative end, we just keep our mouths shut because we don't have any hate, but they automatically assume that we do.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Tell me that one more time.
Gina,
Julius.
lovely speaking
Yeah,
with
good
you.
talking to you. Appreciate you talking to me.
You're doing. More people need to do stuff like
I
this.
appreciate that. If you want to find me, I'm on YouTube Today with Julius.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Thank you for talking to me, Gina.
Yeah,
See ya.
of course. You too.
Hi.